Well, we begin this hour with fatal developments in the outbreak of listeria in two popular brands of plant-based beverages. 2 deaths have been linked to the contamination that caused the recall of different flavors of Silk and Great Value brand oat, almond, and coconut milks. Brett Ruskin is following all the details for us from Sydney, Nova Scotia. So, Brett, what more do we know?
Well, Anita, as you mentioned, we now know that there has been 2 deaths as a result of this listeriosis outbreak. So they both came in Ontario. That's according to the Ministry of Health for Ontario. As a national scope, though, we know from the Public Health Agency of Canada, that there has been 10 cases in Ontario. There's been 1 case here in Nova Scotia, 1 case in Quebec. Now, we know more about the demographics as well, about these individuals involved in these cases. More than 2/3 of them are women. More than half of them are over the age of 60. And the connection between them is these plant-based beverages. So, as you mentioned, almond milk, oat milk, coconut milk, all the Silk or Great Value brands, and all with the expiration date, or the best before date rather, of October 4th, 2024 or earlier. So listeriosis and the listeria bacteria is less common than bacteria like the E. coli bacteria or salmonella. The symptoms present themselves about 3 days after someone would be to ingest the contaminated food. Symptoms include things like fever, headache, diarrhea, and things like that. And they usually resolve themselves by themselves without any specific medical treatment. But in some cases, that infection enters the bloodstream, enters the brain, and can be fatal. And that is the case that we've seen here with these 2 deaths related to this listeriosis outbreak.
Very concerning, Brett. So what are we hearing from the company that makes these products?
Sure. Well, the Silk has a parent company, Danone, and the president of Danone has issued a statement saying that this is offering his sincere sympathies for this news, and offering sincere sympathies to any family members or any loved ones of the people involved. He continues on to say that all of the items that have been recalled have been removed from store shelves, that he's working closely, and the company is working closely with retail partners as well as with authorities who are investigating the circumstances of this event. So again, this recall still in place nationwide of these plant-based beverages.
All right, thank you for this, Brett. That's Brett Ruskin reporting for us from Sydney, Nova Scotia.